there, I'm so glad you'll be joining me today in my piano studio. We're going to be learning some fun songs this year. I've chosen a book to go along with our Olympic theme. It's called A Perfect 10. So there's 10 songs in this book, and I'm going to be sending you a video tutorial that will help you to learn the songs in the book. Along with that, I've chosen a series of finger exercise books, a dozen a day. All right, so we're going to be having different kind of competitions, and just like the Olympics, which are postponed to 2021, the students that participate in the Olympics, they really have to train. They don't just wake up being able to do the challenges and the sports and the things that they do. They have to train from a young age usually, and they have to train regularly. So that's what I'm here to help you do with your fingers and with your mind, because playing the piano is not just about your fingers, it's about training your brain to understand the things that you're going to be seeing in your music and to prepare for all of those challenges. Okay, so be sure to work on your dozen a day finger exercises to be able to more easily be able to do the skills in your Perfect 10 book. Okay, so we'll talk about this one another time. All right, so for today, the first song in our Perfect 10 uses some fun things. I think that you're going to enjoy the chords. Chords are one of my favorite elements in music, and there's a lot of chords in this song. It's called Rose Tango, okay? It's a Latin piece. It has a nice flow. A tango is a dance, a Spanish dance, and oftentimes it has some dramatic parts or some intense parts in it. So I think that you'll find that that's what this piece does, okay? So it looks like it's in the key of B flat. It has two flats in the key signature, but it's actually in the key of G minor, okay? It's the relative minor to B flat. I can tell automatically it's not in the major B flat key when I start playing it, because it starts like this sound. Can you hear that? Can you hear that sound? That's minor. All right, so some of you are a little confused between the major and the minor sounds, or what is major, what's minor, okay? So major is just something very, I'm gonna just take this for instance, okay? It's just something like regular, something standard, something stately. I'm thinking of like a parade or a march or something such as that. Usually when you go to a parade or you hear a band marching, they play songs that are in the major, okay? So it sounds very stately. So you've got your, it just sounds stately, okay? So I'm going to take this to represent that, okay? So this is just normal, looks like a little cake here. All right, but to make something minor, you're going to make it smaller, okay? So can you see how I just made that smaller? Okay, so in music, when you make a major chord smaller, what you're doing is you're lowering the third tone of the chord, okay? So if I take a G chord here, I've got my G, B, and D, okay? That's major, right? So if I lower that third tone, oh, it's minor now, okay? So there's a set of half steps and whole steps you have to follow. 1, 2, 3, 4 half steps between the G and the B for it to be major. And then there's one less between the B and the D, between the third and the fifth. Okay, so that's major. Now when you make it minor, you reverse that. So you've got 1, 2, 3 half steps between the root and the third, but now that causes 4 half steps between the third and the fifth. Okay, so you're going to be going in and out of major and minor chords in Rose Tango, and it uses a lot of those G chords. So sometimes you'll see them in the root position, major. Maybe you'll see them in the other inversions, the first inversion or the second inversion, so be able to recognize them anywhere. And then sometimes you're going to see them minor, okay? So you'll have to watch for the natural signs where they have naturalized the flat. Like right here, they put a natural sign because automatically the flat is in the key signature, okay? So that's what makes the song just a little bit tricky, but I think that you're gonna find that it's a really fun piece. I enjoy playing it. Let me give it a try here. I already showed you the introduction, but I'll try that again. Also, notice that you start with your fourth finger on all of these E flats, okay? So the first note is the highest E flat all the way up here. And then an octave lower, and then an octave lower. natural sign. There's a minor chord there, major, minor, major. And then this is fun. Major, minor, major, minor, 7, sorry. Can't talk and play at the same time, so you can hear how that goes in and out of the major and the minor, and it kind of gets bigger and higher. So I think it has a fun sound to it. There's still more over here, 2 more pages. That's just the first 2. So I wanted to point out that element that you're going to find all the way through. All right, so be ready for that. And another thing I'm going to show you is that there's 2 different rhythms that I've already played on these first 2 pages. The first one is the very first part. I'm going to bring this over here so you can see this. See how it goes? 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and okay, so this rhythm here where you have the dotted quarter note followed by the 8th note, it's a little tricky to play at the same time with the 8th notes being steady in the right hand. So to prepare for that, I want you to take your hands and just try this on the file board of your piano or on a table. Okay, so I'm just going to try to get this positioned where you can see it a little bit better. I'm going to take my right hand and do steady 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then my left hand is going to go 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So to put that together, it's going to sound like this: 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So you're going to have to try practicing without having to worry about which notes you're landing on, just different rhythms with different hands. So that's the tricky part about playing the piano, is that you're not doing the same thing with both hands. So that's the first rhythm where it goes 1 and 2 and 3, 4. All right. The second rhythm over here is my favorite one. I really like the way this feels right here, where it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So you can hear that syncopation. All right. Syncopation is where the middle note 1 and 2 and it comes in on the and before the 3. Okay. So you'll see that over here where you have these octaves. 1 and 2 and see, it comes in and it's tied over, and then you have your last beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it does that all the way through that second page. So I think that you'll enjoy that. Now, one other hard element that I had was this, it sounds kind of like a waterfall coming down. It's a C minor with an added 6, okay? So a C minor chord would be a C, E flat, and G, but they've popped the C up to the top. So you've got C, A, which is the 6th tone of C chord, G, E flat, and then you just repeat it in the left hand, and the right hand crosses over and does it again, and then you land on C and G at the bottom. So you want to do that all the way through without pausing on any note. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. All right, so work on that. And then again, let me remind you that you're going to use your 4th finger every time you hear it go like this. Those are 16th notes and then 8th notes, rest. So you want to use the same fingers every time you do that. All right, so then over here, oh, the page turn is kind of tricky too. Right here at the bottom, I recommend that you memorize this part here where it goes, and go ahead and turn your page. And this part right here is tricky because the right hand starts on an A, but the left hand starts on a G. the ending there. That's a little bit hard. You got to go up. Oh, that's my problem. You got to go down and then up. And the left hand's just going down. Let me try that again. All right, kudos to you if you can get that ending the first time. That takes a little extra practicing. All right, but I think that you're going to have fun with this piece. The Latin feel is fun, it's invigorating, so it's gonna wake you up when you're bored. So be sure to spend ample time on it. You're only gonna have about a month to work on this song, and then you're gonna get a grade, okay? So if it sounds like it's performing, like it's ready to perform at the recital, you'll get like a 10, okay? 9 or a 10. If it sounds like you messed up a little bit like I did, you probably just get a 9. But I wanted you to get it to a good speed where it's fun. It's not like the way I started the song, like kind of slow. You're going to get it up so that you can play it with some pizzazz and enjoy it. So have fun. I'll catch you in the next video.